Convection is a really interesting level because I had to learn a bit more about how the level design or how the level functions, like from a technical point of view, and learn how Nart and Tim put these levels together. Because I wanted the sound to trigger on the when the flaming pads light up. And it was really interesting, as Nart mentioned earlier, with the pixel grid. Basically, you know, you used, if I remember, it's like what program did we use? Like a painting program or something like that to change the color of a pixel would define what state a block was in, if I remember right, or something like that.
Yeah, you could paint in how long it was going to take for it to light up, how long it would stay lit up for, and all that kind of information.
Yeah, it was. I found the system really interesting, and then having to work that into the audio triggers, and then again trying to make it so that we didn't trigger too many sounds all at once, because obviously the machine and the level has the ability to just trigger hundreds of sounds at once, and just trying to make it sort of smart. And then the level itself is so incredibly tricky because of these flaming things chasing you, especially the ones where it lights up wherever you go. That one's especially hair-raising.
I'm really glad you took the time to handcraft the audio for all the fire throughout this level, though, because when we were thinking about automated systems, it could have sounded semi-correct, but the way it sounds when you play the level now, the fire races from left to right, it circles around you. There's that real sense of positional audio that comes through that just adds a ton to the feel of the level.
So all during development in White Box, this level had kind of giant red jello cubes that would come out of the ground to represent the fire. And in my mind, the level always looked like this. This was the thing, like whenever I was playing the White Box levels, they always looked like the final game to me. I was just filling in the art as I went. But I think there was some tangible disappointment when the jello cubes went away.
I love the jello cubes. I hand animated those jello cubes, and it took me about 30 seconds, and it was great.
It's interesting that there's a lot of the early access version of the game on YouTube and stuff, and you can watch, how the way these levels used to be when we were developing the game, and how much of it has stayed true to the White Box, and that it's effectively the towards the end it was an aesthetic pass that we did to finish it off, but it still plays the same.
Yeah. One of the things I love about the pixel art approach to timing everything is it meant that Nart was able to get this kind of real choreographed dance performance feel to the level. Like when the burners come on en masse and they just sweep across the level, and it's like fast and violent, and it's just spectacular.
It really does just kind of consume you at different points, especially when it starts firing underneath you and you're running away from your own shadow essentially while having to deal with the huge flaming circles that are spiraling out everywhere, and there's just so much chaos happening, but it's all still under your control. It's pretty cool. And the other thing that's interesting about this level to me was that, like many of the levels, it became more playable, not less, as we added graphics. And I think that was an interesting goal for the game as well, that every time we added new graphics to the game, it was to enhance the way that you played it rather than to detract or overpower you.
Yeah, so much of the art was built around visibility and information. Yeah, we really wanted to let you know what was going on.